Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. Newcastle Council says last month's by-election for a new Lord Mayor cost the council just over $1.1 million. It says the by-election wasn't anticipated when the budget was adopted by council in June last year, which forecast a surplus of $258,000. Council says the cost will be added to the 2025-26 budget position when it's reviewed by council this month. Port Stephens Council is being urged to cancel plans for development around the Salamander Bay Shopping Centre, with a local conservation group saying it would contravene current state government legislation. The Mambo Wetlands Conservation Group says the planned development of 3 areas within the wetlands buffer zone is similar to proposals which were rejected more than a decade ago by a regional planning panel. Cathy Brown from the group says council's claiming the development is needed for housing, but says it shouldn't be at the expense of the wetlands.
There is a housing crisis, and we acknowledge that there's a housing crisis, but you don't trade off housing against the environment and damage that for everybody who lives there already.
The State Emergency Service is counting the cost of a devastating fire at a Central Coast depot. The blaze broke out at the Wyong base in Levitt Street yesterday morning, with firefighters spending more than 3 hours bringing it under control. Several vehicles and boats inside the building were destroyed. No one was injured. The SES says the Wyong unit is offline until they can rebuild, with nearby units to be tasked to jobs in the area. The New South Wales Government have introduced new domestic violence laws targeting stalking and criminal misuse of tracking devices. The laws target offenders who covertly monitor a person who's unaware they're being stalked, and unlawful use or promotion of surveillance devices. It follows data from the New South Wales Crime Commission project's Hakia report. Minister for Women and Charlestown MP Jodie Harrison says the government has made continual efforts to protect women and children from domestic violence.
Over the last few years, this government has been working very, very hard to reduce the rates of domestic and family violence. We've introduced reforms to update the definition of stalking to expressly include electronic stalking. We've criminalised coercive control. We've introduced stronger bail laws and penalties for serious and repeated breaches of ADVOs.
A Lake Macquarie woman has avoided jail after hitting an e-bike rider with her car in a road rage incident at Redhead last year. On November 12, a group of boys allegedly threw rocks at the woman's car before she drove into one of the riders. The boy managed to jump out of the way before the collision, with the woman later charged with 5 offences. The Herald reports after originally pleading not guilty, the woman changed her plea and has been handed an 18-month good behaviour bond and disqualified from driving for a year. Low-risk mothers in the Maitland and Hunter Valley region now have access to public home birth services. Maitland Hospital's new pilot program comes as part of the state government's budget commitment to increase maternity care across New South Wales. The new service will operate as part of the Maitland Midwifery Group practice. Executive Director of Nursing and Midwifery Elizabeth Grist says mothers need to first confirm their eligibility.
It means having your appointment and risk assessment and seeing if you're eligible and suitable to have a home birth, and then joining the group. We expect to support around 60 women every year. Not all women want to birth at home, but for the ones that do, it's a fantastic, safe option that gives women choice, safety and respect.
2NURFM Sport.
Knights coach Justin Holbrook has revealed his aim to improve defence ahead of this weekend's match. This comes as his side remains unchanged from last week's close call against the Rabbitohs. Holbrook says there's one side of their game they need to work on.
Well, I think because we've spoken about how we're going to change momentum, it's got to be through our defence. It can't. Well, our attack's great, so we can't add anything to that, but we can add special effort in defence.
Nikita the Butcher Zoo is set to fight for the Super Welterweight title tonight at Newcastle Entertainment Centre. The undefeated Aussie takes on 16-0 Spanish fighter Oscar Diaz. Their fight starts at 10 p.m, following the undercard between Hunter Ione and Novocastrian Kyron Dryden. And Jets winger Eli Adams is leading the Goal of the Year charge with 2 nominations. Teammate Alex Battolato also holds 1 nomination for his goal prior to his injury. Bayliss and Mizunuma also have 1 nomination each. That's sport. I'm Darcy Mills.
And the winning numbers in Oz Lotto are 1, 2, 4, 6, 14, 24 and 39, and the supplementaries are 7, 19 and 40. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.